Hey y'all, welcome back. My name is Jennifer, and here on my channel I like to chat about all things beauty and makeup, and today I have my beauty inventory. I will be looking at all of the items I have in each category and kind of chatting about what I would like that to look like by the end of this year, maybe beginning of next year, and just kind of like how I hope to achieve those goals. So if that sounds like something that interests you, I hope you'll stick around for this video. So let's just go ahead and get on into it. If you see me looking down, it's because I am looking at my iPad with the pictures that I will be throwing on the screen for you while we chat. So the first category that I have are my eye primers, and hold on, I actually have my actual inventory. I forgot I need to open my panning notebook as well for my actual numbers. Okay, so for eye primers, I have 4 in total. I have the Ulta Matte Primer, the NYX Glitter Primer, a black base from NYX. It's like one of their eye crayons. And then I have kind of like a nude for me shade from Sigma. I'm okay with this. I can tell you that since I took pictures, I have also added a white base that I haven't done a haul or anything, but yeah, this is actually already grown by one since I took inventory. So I don't want it to grow any more than that. I think what I have is fine. Once I get very low on the Ulta eye primer, I probably will repurchase. The glitter primer is used completely separately for a different function. The only duplication I have in this category is that I can use the Persuade eye pencil the same way I do the Ulta matte eye primer. So I technically really didn't need the Sigma pencil, but I missed having it. So for primers, I have 14 in total. I have 7 open and 7 unopened. This includes both large and small. I didn't separate by like mini or travel size. That was too much. I'm actually not super overwhelmed by this amount. I am only in the sense that I know that the Cover FX expires soon, so I feel like I should try it and get use on that soon. But outside of that, I feel pretty okay with the amount of primers that I have. The e.l.f. Acne Fighting Putty Primer is actually in a project pan, and I'm going to work on that until it's gone or expired this year. And I do want to finish the Tula. I don't think I need to buy any more. I could see myself, if I run out of the like Double Duty Beauty from Tarte, I could see myself repurchasing that. But I feel like I got so much more in the original bottle of it that I had that I don't know that it's worth the money, even at like 40% off, which is how I usually buy my Tarte stuff, is like 30–40% off. So I don't know. I'm a little iffy on that, but I do need some sort of hydrating primer. I know that for sure. And then for setting sprays, I have 6 and 5 of them are open. I know 3 of them are the same, but I got the little mini bottles mixed up, and so I don't know which one was open and not. It's fine. I've been doing better about using my setting spray lately, so I'm feeling a little bit better about it. It is a category where I don't really feel like I need to grow. The All-Nighter is more of like a lock-in-place type setting spray for me. The Everyday Vacay and the Maracuja Miracle Mist are more to like meld powders together when I feel like I got too powdery. And I don't know what the final treat is like, but I could see myself, if I use all of the all-nighter or get close, getting another one or getting a MAC Fix Plus, maybe another Urban Decay, since I know my skin is okay with that. So I could see myself getting one more, but I don't feel like I need any others outside of that. So these are all of my powders in this picture. I have a total of 7, 2 pressed, 5 loose. I mean, 3 of them are little minis. I'm kind of okay with this. I do have 3 open loose setting powders and 1 open pressed powder, but the pressed powder, as you can see, has a pretty good size pan on it. So really my goal with that one is just expand the pan, and my goal with the others is just to get use on them. I will be opening at least one of the setting powders for the travel that I have coming up this year. But outside of that, I think this is a pretty stable category. The only thing I could see happening here is possibly getting another one of those Ciate Everyday Vacay setting powders off Mercari. As long as it's unopened, I'm comfortable doing that, because Ciate looks like is going out of business, so I don't know when I can buy another one. So that's a little frustrating, but it is like currently my favorite setting powder. I like the Halo Glow, but there's something about the Ciate that is so finely milled that it works for all over my face. For concealers, I have 6. This does include my 2 color correctors. Again, in this category, I can tell you that since the inventory pictures were taken, it's grown. I've added a green color corrector, and I got the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind eraser because I just really wanted to try it. I got FOMO. I can't help it. Sometimes it happens. So the Ciate color corrector, I'm doing really good on panning. You can see I've got quite a bit of progress in that one. I feel like I can probably finish that this year. I don't feel like I need any more concealers. I feel like I'm maxed out on concealer. The Ultra Creamy Tarte one is nearing the end of its lifespan. I don't think I like the ABH one, but I'll need to try it again. So we'll see. I don't want to purchase anymore. I'm not putting myself on a no-buy because, I mean, I possibly could end up finding a color corrector that I love. Currently, I'm not in love with the combo that I'm using, but it's like it's doing the job, but something else could definitely do the job better. So I would say that my max in this category is 10. I don't want any more than 10 at any given time. Concealers and color correctors. I feel like that's my absolute max. For foundations, I have 13. Of the 13, 9 of them are open. Have I added anything since then? Shockingly, I have not bought any foundations since I took this picture. I hope to finish, in the very least, absolute minimum, I hope to finish 5 foundations this year. So that would bring me down to like 8. Not bad. Again, here, I feel like I would really like to be around 10. I feel like that is a pretty good maximum for me. So I would need to finish 4 before purchasing another one. For brows, I have 5. That includes the brow highlight pencil. I will tell you again, this category has already grown. The 2 ABH Brow Wizzes came to me from Ipsy. It was a whole thing. I ended up getting 2 full boxes. I am almost done with the, is that a House Labs pencil? Yes. I'm almost done with the House Labs pencil. And I'm almost done with that brow highlight pencil. And I could definitely see myself finishing or decluttering the Wow Brow from e.l.f. this year. So I feel like 5 is pretty appropriate. I could see myself being at 5 next year. Wouldn't really cry if it was 6. So I think I'm pretty okay with that. For mascara, I have 11. This actually has decreased, shockingly, since I took my inventory photos because I have finished some items, which you would have seen in my empties. And so that means I've opened some from my back stock to be using currently. I don't see, though, my current mascara I'm using is the e.l.f. Lash Extender. So I feel like I may have bought this since doing my inventory photos. I'm not mad about having 10, especially if some of them are minis. I think 10 is fine. 11, I mean, okay, but I don't really want to see this grow any higher next year. For eyeshadow sticks, I have 2. I have one that is rose gold and one that is more of, well, it says rose gold, but it's more like a pink. I don't know. That shade is rose gold, right? Yeah, rose gold. I don't know that it's a rose gold necessarily, but it is a pinky gold. And the other one is just like a basic white shimmer. So those are the 2 that I have. I think I went through these in my collection and declutter. If you want to see like in-depth discussion swatches on how I feel about things, definitely check out my collection and declutter playlist. I am pretty thorough on those videos, or at least I try to be as thorough as I can, talking about why I like products, why I dislike products, things that I think I need to try out more, or maybe I'm on the fence about, complete with as many things as I can swatch, get swatched. So I'm okay with 2 eyeshadow sticks. This isn't really a category that inspires me. It's not a category where I want a bunch more. If it's an eyeshadow stick that I can sharpen and use as like an eyeliner and smudge, I'm okay with it. But I have so many eyeliners right now that I don't feel like I need one. I mean, it would have to be like a really, really unique pencil. It would have, or crayon, it would have to be like a silver or gold or something I don't have, but like really impress me. So let's move on to some color cosmetics. I think I have wrapped up most of the really boring stuff. I think everything that's left is going to be color cosmetics. So let's start with cream blush. I have 15, and now there's one that's 2-sided, and I count that as 1, not 2. Just in my head, that's how much space it takes up in my drawer, is 1 stick worth. That's how it works for me. A lot of people would consider that 2, because, you know, if you try to pan it, you pan 2. I don't think this has grown since I took this picture. I may decide to declutter some more. I don't want any more potted blushes, period. I don't. Okay, the Super Shock cheeks I love, but it looks like they're discontinuing them or have discontinued them, which I think is really sad. It really sucks. The Tarte Man-Eater blushes are like my favorite formula, so I'm totally fine if I get 1 or 2 more of those this year. I don't want any more sticks. I don't want any more anything in a pot unless it is a Super Shock cheek, but not a matte one. I don't like the matte Super Shock cheeks. So that's where I'm at. So 15, I would say, is where I am comfortably at my max. I don't want more than that. For powder blush, as you can see in this photo, I have a lot. I have 34. This is more than some people have ever thought about having, and this is less than some people, you know, would even declutter in one video. So this is my comfort zone. This is how many I like to own. I think my max for powder blush is probably 40. You may be saying, Jennifer, you're so close to 30. Shouldn't you want to lower that number? And my answer to you is no. I know myself. I know I'm going to want to try more blush this year. I know I'm going to want to buy more blush this year. I know I've already bought a blush or two this year since I've taken the photos. The Lizzie McGuire and Hello Kitty, the Lizzie McGuire, Hello Kitty, and Strawberry Shortcake blushes, those are all very nostalgic to me. So you've got 5 right there that are almost pure nostalgia. Like, I don't use them that much. Out of those, I probably use the Strawberry Shortcake the most, and you can see that that imprint is still pretty solid on there. So the Rude Cosmetics blushes that are ombre, those are just, I think they're pretty. They are pretty to use, but also, like, to me, they're just pretty to look at. They're pretty to open. They're pretty to look at. I like the J Cat blush with the cat. I love the Milani blushes with the rose. There's just a lot about these blushes that inspire me when I open them. And I'm excited. I'm excited for my 34 to 40 blushes in 2025. I am a little bit afraid that I'm going to lose control and have a lot more than 40, but we're going to shoot for no more than 40. This may surprise some of you considering how large my blush collection is, but for cream, bronzer, and contour, I am down to 2. I would like to finish one and have no more than 1 cream bronzer and 1 maybe liquid bronzer. I'm very interested in the ones from e.l.f., the contours from Rare Beauty. I just tend to like things that are on a doe foot better than like a pot or a stick when it comes to my cream face products. You can see how gross that potted cream bronzer is, even though it is a gorgeous shade. I actually really enjoy the formula as well. But I just think they get so disgusting, and I feel like I can't ever keep them clean enough. And with a doe foot, while it does gross me out a little bit that it touches my face and then goes back in the component, I can't see the gross, so it doesn't bother me as much. Judge me if you want. It's just how my brain works. For powder bronzer, I have 7. I kind of feel like 8 is a comfortable place for me to be. At absolute max, I don't want more than 10 powder bronzers. It ends up not making a huge difference to me. And considering my focus right now is panning a contour stick and a cream bronzer, I just don't see myself using that much powder bronzer this year because when I use a cream bronzer, I typically do not go in with a powder one over top like I do my blush because I find that on me, it ends up looking very muddy. It's too much. And I don't like it. I'm too pale for that. For cream highlight, plus I also have my 1 random loose highlight in here. I have 8. This is a pretty comfortable place for me. I'd like to get some progress on my 2 bronzers. I'd like to get some progress on my 2 highlighters that have pan. I would love to maybe finish the Tarte stick because I just don't really have a use for it. I don't think it does that much. It's fine. It's just fine. It's nothing groundbreaking. I wouldn't repurchase it, but I also don't feel like I need to just declutter it. The loose highlighter is honestly just for funsies. I don't really use it much, but you know, every now and then you want a little bit of body glitter. So that's what I keep that around for. The rest of them honestly are mainly Super Shock highlights, and I love the formula. Makes me kind of sad that they're not doing as many good Super Shock formulas anymore as far as the highlighters go, but it's okay. I don't need more, and I have plenty to last me for at least the next 2 years. So this is a category I would like to see go down, but I'm not going to put a number on how much I would like to see it go down. If it's 7 next year, I think that's a win. If it's 8, but it's at least still the same 8 and I've made progress on the pans, that's also a win to me. Powder highlight. Powder highlight, I have 31. This is another category where I love highlight. I really do. My goal is no more than 40 in powder highlight. And again, you may be saying, really, Jennifer? But if you watched my last collection and declutter with highlights, I didn't do very well getting rid of any. I don't think I got rid of any powder. So I love what I have. I would like to work through these and really make sure that I truly, truly love all of these, and then I truly, truly want to hang on to all of them. So my goal on these is just kind of, I need to start a like project usage, project pan. I may film that next, so you may see this look again. But yeah, no more than 40. Ideally, it won't grow at all, but I know myself. I know there's going to be releases I'm interested in. I know it's going to be hard for me to let go of what I have. Currently, I'm not buying anything at all. I do have a beauty budget, but currently just not spending any money. For face palettes, I had to break this one down. So I have 13. I messed up my picture and I actually have 12 duos. I accidentally included the one size trio in this photo because I was originally going to do all of my face palettes on one thing, and then I realized I have far too many. So then I was like, well, maybe duos and trios. So I took out everything except duos and trios. I realized that was still too many, and apparently I missed a trio. So I actually have 12. In trios, I have 8. So this picture has the 7 plus the one size that was accidentally in the wrong photo, means I have 8 trios. And I'll talk about how I feel about my whole face palette collection when I get to the end of these pictures. I will mention, so far I have 4. So far I have 4 palettes that have cream products in them. So that is something for me to consider when I consider my face palette collection. In quads, I have 4. I actually have 5, and there's one not pictured because I completely forgot that I got this from Mercari and just kind of like put it on display with my panning notebooks instead of in my drawer because I was like, oh, that's so pretty. It reminds me of spring. So in addition to the 4 you see pictured, I also have this one. I don't know if I'll ever use this or if this was more just I liked it for flat lays and how pretty the packaging is. I got it on Mercari for a couple of bucks. It was like $3 or $4, not including shipping, of course. And then the palette with the singles has 4 singles in it, so I just counted it as a face palette because that's kind of how I end up pulling these in. And then for 5+ pans, I have 11. One is a palette that I made from Lethal with 8 different products in it. I have no cream products between my quads and up photos. I do have one Super Shock that I depotted. So this single in that face palette that's pictured, this is actually a Super Shock in the shade Smoke and Whistles from the Extra Glazed palette, but not too bad as far as a cream product goes, because I find the Super Shock cheeks last longer than even the Super Shock shadows. I do that every time I try to say Super Shock. Super. So if you were counting in my pictures, I have a total of 36 face palettes. I am currently at my max on space for face palettes. I keep them in the long drawer that sits right in front of me. I cannot fit any more. Well, I can fit one or two more, but we're not going to, because if I put everything away that I have pulled out, I will have no room, none whatsoever. So I think I'm at my max. Like, I don't think I can grow this category anymore. Of course, you know, I've already purchased 2 more. So I would say 40 is my absolute max. I do not want this to go above 40 because that means I have absolutely run out of space. And I don't want to have more things than what I have designated space for them, if that makes any sense. For lip liners, I have 10. I honestly would be pretty comfortable if this was down to like 5. I don't think that I can get down to that by next year, but I do think that I can pan and completely finish maybe 2. I'm working on Lumiere currently. That's the shortest one. And then after that, I have Oh Snap, which is the second shortest one right next to it. So I would really like to see those 2 go, although I will also be a little bit sad about that because they are my 2 most favorite shades. So I could see myself repurchasing Oh Snap. I'm going to desperately miss Lumiere, but they don't make it anymore. I'm not sure what shade would be closest. Honestly, I think Oh Snap might be closest, but they are a little bit different of a tone. I'm actually currently wearing Lumiere with a lip gloss, and I love it. I'm going to be really sad when it's gone. I'm really trying to soak it up and enjoy panning this. I do have some shades in here that I could see myself eventually getting rid of, but currently they work. They're not expired. They're small to store. I haven't outgrown my space where I keep my lip liners. I feel like 10 is my max. I don't need any more than that. I would like to see this category shrink by next year though. Bullet lips, I have 55. I do hope to just make progress on these. I really don't want more than 60 bullet lipsticks. If anything, I would like to cull this down to only ones that I really love. I have been considering beating up my lips this week and trying on all of my lippies. Inspired by Carrie Megan, who did a very lovely, unhinged, totally here for it try on of all of her lippies in her collection. So I really want to do the same thing. I feel like I need to, because swatching it on your hand is all fine and good, but once you see how it looks on your lips, like with your undertone, with your skin tone, like that's a whole different story. So I need to pick a day and do a more natural looking eye look, at least neutral and not blue, like bright blue. Yeah, so I think 55 or so bullet lippies is a lot to put on my lips in one day, but it needs to happen, if not one day, over a couple of days. And I think I really need to be honest with myself about which ones of those I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. My right eye will not stop twitching and it's driving me crazy. Okay, I call this category glossy balm lip things because it's like, is it a gloss? Is it a lip balm? Is it a gloss balm? Is it one of those goopy glosses in a stick? Who knows? Who knows? There is so much overlap in makeup now that who freaking knows? So these are my glossy balm lip things. I have 23. Again, I need to try all 23 of these on the lips. Well, at least 22, because the Clinique Almost Lipstick in travel size is just a small size of the big one I already have. But yeah, the rest of these need to be tried on. I know I can finish Cockatoo this year. I'm getting close. This is from ColourPop. I had to take a break from it because I wasn't sure if this was breaking out my lips. If this is breaking my lips out, I'm going to declutter all of my glowing lips, I think, because they're all made of the same ingredients. That one would hurt. That one would hurt a lot because that would be 8. That would be 8 of them, and I love those Hello Kitty ones, so not looking forward to it if that's my problem that's making the corners of my lips break out. But, you know, we can't be using things that give us allergic reactions. That's silly. For lip oils, I have 12. I do know there's at least one I can declutter, and I'm working on panning 2 of them right now. And I think I can work this down to 10. Like, I feel like 10 lip oils at absolute max is enough. Like, I really don't need a ton of lip oils. I do enjoy it. It is a lip product I do really enjoy using. But I don't need this many. This is a lot for me. It's a lot of the same shade too. Like, I know that the Biro, Clarins, the Tarte one, and the Milani all in the top row, like they're all in the same shade family. And then if you look at the bottom row, they're all some form of red or orange. Like, I don't need that many. And what's funny is when I laid these out, I did not lay them that way intentionally. That's just kind of how they went. So a little proud of myself on subconsciously organizing kind of by color. So for lip oils, we're going to go with my goal next year being like 10. If you're wondering, like, Jennifer, you miscounted, it's because I forgot a picture. The LYS in this photo is also a lip oil. And then glossy balm things, I also have 3 pictured here. The white one with the barcode facing towards us was a free gift with purchase. And I don't know. I think I can at least pan one of the Tarte ones. I've been working on that one pretty steadily. I think I'm getting close. For lip treatments, did I take them in the very, nope, that's my face. Okay. I may have either just forgotten to send myself the photo on my iPad, or I may have forgotten to take the picture. So I'm flying blind here. I have 14 lip treatments. I would like to get through a few of those, maybe even pass one on to a family member or something. But yeah, I don't need 14. I need like maybe one for my purse, one for my nightstand, one for where I sit and watch TV, and one for my desk. Max, I think maybe like 5, 6 lip treatments, you know, considering I may have one in backup at some point. So yeah, I need to really cull that part down. Like, to me, a lip treatment is a lip treatment. Like, it's not like you have different colors and fun stuff like that. Like, it's just to nourish your lips and give them some plump back. So yeah, I don't need 14. I will say, at least for lip crayons, I only have 1. I would like to either decide to pan or get rid of that one. It's getting quite old in my collection. I don't want any more. That is not a format of lip product that I need more of. For lip gloss, I have 31. And for someone that doesn't enjoy wearing lip gloss that much, that's a lot of lip gloss. Part of my reason that I don't like wearing lip gloss much is that I typically use a cup like this or a similar style that has this little, you know, lip that you drink out of. And it drives me crazy to have my lipstick all over this, because then what happens in the lid when you close it, because it tries to, you know, be waterproof, is then you get gunk built up here and it looks so gross. And it doesn't always like come off unless you scrub it, especially some of the more staining lip products. But I'm always drinking water, always drinking something at least, non-alcoholic. It sounded like I was saying I was, you know, putting other stuff in my cup, but like at worst it's a Diet Mountain Dew. And so I find myself, when I do wear lip gloss more, being less inclined to drink fluids, and then I get dehydrated. So I typically just don't wear lip gloss, but I really need to wear it. I will say I tried the This Is Milky Gloss and the ube flavor. Yeah, this is ube milkshake, and it might be too heavily scented for me. It smells like what I imagine ube would smell like, which isn't bad. It's just, it's a lot. The Milk and Honey doesn't have like a really strong scent. It has a light scent, but not super strong like that one. Like the ube milkshake is almost like sickeningly sweet for me. I may have to declutter it, which sucks because that is nearly a brand new lip gloss that I've barely used, and I can't declutter that to other people. Like, I don't know anybody that would take a used lip gloss from me. I don't have friends like that. I don't have friends. So moving on. For this category, I would really like to see this below 30. I will say, in my defense, 5 of these were a gift with purchase from Adept Cosmetics, and I maybe should have passed a couple along, but I was so excited about like the sparkles. I got distracted by the shiny and went ahead and swatched them. So we're gonna shoot for below 30. I think I can do better than that, but that's what we're gonna shoot for with lip gloss because I do have a weakness. They look so pretty. I just, in actual, like, you know, application, I don't wear them as much. All right, so for liquid lipsticks and lip stains, I have 14. I would love to finish a couple of these this year if I can. I've been unofficially working on all of my Sugar Rush ones. I think I can finish them soon. The Sigma liquid lipstick also should be done soonish. And then the rest of them are pretty old and probably need to go soon, with the exception of the Lethal Cosmetics Dexter one and my MAC liquid lip. So I really do prefer more of like a whipped matte texture. I don't like a full-on drying matte, which is what the Huda Beauty one is, and then Natasha Denona. Those are for sure like a more drying formula. I would like one like kind of lock it down but doesn't suck the moisture from your lips in red, which is kind of what I thought I was getting with the MAC, but it's more like that beautiful like whipped moussey texture that I like. But I just, when I wear red, I need it to be locked in place. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. I think I'm just going to wear it when I can. And I would love to see this category like cut in half. I would love to see this at 7 next year. For colorful eyeliner, I have a lot. I have 22. I don't know if I've bought any since I took this inventory picture, but I'm pretty sure I've bought 1 or 2 that I absolutely didn't need. But I can tell you that I think I've also decluttered one that ended up drying out, which was very sad, sad day, because it was one I loved. 22 is a lot, especially since a lot of these are the same color over and over again. I really don't need 22 of the same 6 different colors. So I would like to get this at least down under 20 this year. Like, I have to be reasonable. I got to give myself some baby goals. I love colored eyeliner, obviously. They take a while to pan, so it's not like I can just be like, you know what? I want to get this down to 15. I have no reason to declutter any of these. So I kind of got to be realistic with myself that, you know, maybe 20 or just under 20 would be a really good goal for next year. For black, brown, and gray eyeliner, so, you know, the more utilitarian, boring shades, I have 18. And again, for only 3 different shades, that's a lot. Like, yeah, a black glitter, a gray glitter, a brown, a smoky brown, a black brown. Okay, I could see having maybe like 10, but I certainly do not need 18. Again, I have to be realistic. How many can I get through this year? Like maybe 2, 3, 4 at most. I'm gonna say 3. I'd like to see this around 15 next year. I think that would be a great goal. ColourPop Super Shocks. I have 31 of these, and I can tell you that I feel like I'm starting to be in a place where I can get rid of most of them. I just have so many special indie shades and palettes and singles that I love and prefer to use that I feel like these are just dying in my collection. There are some that I would love to keep, but if you asked me to sit down right now and declutter some, I think I could. I think I could let some go. Again, which I used to have both of these compartments that are pictured here full. So I had like almost twice as many Super Shock shadows as what I do now. I've done really good at decluttering, passing along everything I can so that they're getting use. But I'm starting to get to a point where some of these are getting really old and kind of need to be decluttered. I was working on trying to hit pan on this one, and I think it's too dry. So that makes me kind of sad because it's a really pretty shadow. Like in swatch, it seems to be fine. I don't know. I may need to just dig through the top layer. I haven't decided yet. I need to play around with it a little bit more. I also don't know, is it worth it? Like, does it look that good on my eyes? Some of these, as my lids have continued to mature over the years, don't look quite as pretty as they used to with more folds and wrinkles that I've gotten. It's kind of started to emphasize texture with certain finishes. So that's sad. It sucks, but it kind of is what it is. I definitely think that I can get this down to at least 20 by next year. Obviously not finishing 10 because like, who can do that? And if you can, major props to you. I think I can let some more go and pass them on to someone that'll make better use out of them. For liquid shadow and glitter, in this category, I have 12. And you can see that my little space that I keep these is kind of maxed out. I could fit a few above the shorter ones, but I really don't want to do that. This is kind of like the most that I would like to have. Ideally, I will finish the Stila Glitter and Glow this year. Decide if I want to keep the Ulta one. The Sydney Grace is probably going to expire this year. I need to decide if I can wear this one size one or if it burns my eyes. Details, details, details. So I feel like I can get this under 10 by next year, either by using up or using and figuring out that it's no longer a useful product for me. For potted eyeshadow things, I included my Urban Decay Moon Dust Quad, which may seem odd, but hear me out. I use this quad in the same way that I use these individual ones. These are just not pans that I can take out and put in a little individual doohickey. So I keep them stored with my little potted treasures so that I don't forget to use it. So in total, I have 17 potted things, including those 4, and that also includes new pigments that I just got from Bella Beauté Bar. These are gorgeous. I used them the other day and they totally saved an eye look. Does this include, oh yes, it does include my Makeup Geek. I didn't unscrew the lid on these, but in my eye thing declutter, I definitely do. I'm pretty sure I swatch everything, despite the horrid mess that it makes. I'm pretty sure I did swatch them. I feel like this maybe isn't gonna change at all. I do feel like those Prismetals will probably expire, and I do feel like I can work through a few of these to determine if I want to keep them or pass them along. Just, you know, put them in for 3 or 5 uses into a project and kind of decide, do they still serve me? Should I pass them along? So ideally, I would like to see this at 15 or below next year. Like 15 would be my max. And I did count, if I didn't already say it, I did count each pan of the Moon Dust shadow in that quad as one thing. I know it doesn't make sense with how I've counted everything else, but it works in here, okay? Oh, I did forget to tell you, my total for all lippies is 160. So with the goals I've given myself, I feel like I can definitely get that below 150. We're just going to slowly work our way down. That's what we're going to do. I have faith. And I also forgot to tell you for eyeliners, including my glitter eyeliners, which I forgot to talk about. In total, I have 50 of those. So let's look at my glitter eyeliners. I have 10 of those. 9 of them were a gift for Christmas, all from Moira. I think 8 of them were in a set, and then he bought one more outside of the set, which may have been this one. He bought me lucky number 13 in addition to 1 through 8. This is the shade Surreal. It's really gorgeous. I haven't yet decided how I feel about these. I will use them one way or another. Like, even if I just use them as glitter toppers, I will use them. I don't know if I like them as glitter liners just yet. I'm still kind of playing around with that. The only thing I could see changing here is maybe this one leaving my collection. I just don't super love it, and it was in a BoxyCharm last year, so I can at least say they're all at least very, very new, and I appreciate that. We're down to we're down to the categories that are even more favored to me than blush and highlight, if you can believe that. For single eyeshadows, I have 55 from Clionadh. So here in this picture, I have my big Clionadh palette, which I have organized kind of by color families. It's a little difficult with really shifty shadows to put them in true color families, but like I have my iridescents in one corner, like my mainly blue base ones in one corner, kind of like the ones that are in between in the middle of the palette. You get the gist. I do have a couple in my Project Pan palettes. So I do have those in separate palettes that I included in this photo. And then I have the two little quads that came in the 12-day countdown mystery box. And this quad felt like it should be 4 individual shadows because they are magnetic. You can take them out. And I wouldn't use this as a quad. Like I wouldn't use this as one thing. I would take out a shadow and use just that one shadow. Pretty happy with this. I could see myself adding to my Clionadh shadows. I just don't want to outgrow the few palettes that I have. That's my max, is don't outgrow the palettes that I have. And if they do another 12-day countdown this year, I would bet pretty good money that as long as we're still in the same financial situation, I will probably get that. I have 60 Sydney Grace shadows. I do technically have room for more. I don't necessarily need to grow my Sydney Grace shadows. I did get one additional one since I took photos because I got 2 as a free gift with purchase, which I didn't know they were including one, but maybe they said they were and I missed it. I don't know. In any case, one of the shades I didn't really like as much, so I'm passing that one along. And then the shade that I did like is a brown. It's a really pretty chocolatey neutral, so I'm definitely going to keep that one. So I guess technically I have 61, but I really don't want more than 70. I think I can fit 70 in this palette, I think. I don't want to outgrow this palette. So if a few more come into my life from gift with purchase or whatever's, that's fine. I don't care. As long as they're ones that I'm going to use, which I'm starting to see that some of these brown neutrals that I thought I would use, not so much. I don't like those warm browns as much, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't have a strong desire to declutter any right now. So this is where we're at right now. For ColourPop singles, I have 76. These are all depotted from the monochromatic palettes and one of my mega palettes. Kind of sad because they redid their monochromatic palettes and they confirmed that they are not magnetic. So that's a bummer. Their old packaging kind of sucked, but at least you could depot the shades if you wanted to. I was really hoping, since like High Tide was a beautiful cardboard and a lot of their palettes are cardboard, that they would move to cardboard for their monochromatic palettes if they redid them. But instead they went with the cheap clear plastic front because it catches more people's attention in Target. It's all about the money. It's because it catches people's attention in Target. That's it. That's the only reason. Then for other indie shadows, I have 113. Oh, and in my ColourPop, you can also see I have just the one purple shade that is in my Project Pan little palette. So I did include that here just because it's the one. So For other indie eyeshadows, I have 113. This includes the shades that are from the Fantasy Cosmetica Sorcerer palette that I depotted. It also includes shades from the Flower Beauty palette that I depotted and the Kaleidos palette that I depotted. It also includes my Tokyo Harajuku palette from Nomad that I depotted. I think that's everything I depotted. My little Project Pan palette is up there because anything that wasn't Cleona, Sydney Grace, or ColourPop got included in this. So this includes my Lethal, Divina, Fantasy Cosmetica, Give Me Glow, Look See, and Terra Moons. I think that, oh, and my Nomad. I think that's everything. Oh, and a few Makeup Geek and 2 Touch of Glam Beauty, which we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Touch of Glam because I don't like them. But I'm pretty happy with the bulk of this. Like, when I look at this, it makes me happy. I would be totally fine if I filled up 1 or 2 of these palettes that are halfway full. Would not bother me one bit. I just don't want to have to buy more palettes. So I know 304 singles is a lot. That is how many I have in total across all 4 of those photos. Which technically, with the addition of the Sydney Grace shadow, that's 305. Although I did decide to declutter my Makeup Geek shadow in my deck of panning. So I think that's a wash. So my only goal is don't outgrow the palettes I have. Which, you know, if I had to put a number on it, I'd say like maybe 320 for this category would be my absolute max. And the biggest takeaway with this one is I just don't want to repeat a bunch of shades. So if I do decide to order, I don't feel like I need a whole lot more in purples. I don't feel like I need a whole lot more in blues. I don't have a crap ton of neutrals that are like really blingy from indie brands. And I would not mind trying 1 or 2 other indie brands that I've had on my radar. And finally, I did not take photos, so I hope you'll forgive me, but I was absolutely plumb exhausted by the time I finished my inventory photos. If you couldn't tell, they were not all taken on the same day. I couldn't even get to the background that I was using for the first couple of them, which sucks because I really like that background compared to the pink satin tablecloth. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't want to be taking photos on that next year. Yeah, these were not even taken in the same week. It took me a little bit to do these, which is how I ended up having more product coming in some categories and included in photos from the same haul in other categories. So I did not take pictures of my eyeshadow palettes. I considered it. I considered taking pictures of them in the drawers. I considered taking pictures of them on my wall. But the fact of the matter is I have 188 palettes. I don't know if that includes Tiny Marvels. I can't remember if this had arrived by the time I counted or not. So it may be 189 now. My max is 200. I would like to get lower than that. I would like to get down to like maybe, I feel like 175 is reasonable for me to be able to, you know, slowly start peeling away. I was at over 250 at one point. So the fact that I've made it down to 189 is a miracle upon itself, like slow and steady progress here. Currently not buying any eyeshadow palettes at all. So I think I may be able to reach my goal. Like I said, I'm not spending any money at all right now. I just am saving as much as I can. Although I will say that I do have points that I can use to get a gift card to Ulta or Sephora from a reward system that we have at work. And I may do just that to treat myself, maybe for the 21 Days of Beauty. I would say the Sephora spring sale, but I don't get a discount code for that, so I don't know. That doesn't feel worth it, and 20% just doesn't seem like that much anymore, especially with how expensive cosmetics have gotten. So let me know what you think. Sorry if this was so long. I am a talker. I talk a lot. I yap a lot. I try to cut out a lot, but sometimes it ends up being really awkward if I cut out too much. Anyways, if you like this video, if you like inventories, if you will be cheering me on to meet my makeup goals this year, please give me a big thumbs up and pick an emoji for the comments, like maybe a butterfly. Those are my favorite. Yeah, give me a butterfly in the comments if you made it this far. And if you'd like to see more makeup and beauty content from me, hit that If you'd like to see more makeup and beauty content from me, hit that subscribe button and I'll have more coming at you. I hope wherever you are, you have a wonderful day. Bye!